I told you they were panicking. I told you guys there was no momentum. I told you there was a reason that cackling Cam Harris was suddenly accepting every invitation from her pretend friends in the mainstream media. And the reason is Cam Harris is losing this election. Not only is Commander Cam losing, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself by saying this, but not only is Commander Cam losing, this election, it's got the potential to be an absolute landslide. This could be so bad for Cam Harris, she could be the only nominee for the upcoming second annual Huge Embarrassing Failure Awards. I don't know who got into the ear of Donald Trump. I don't know who finally convinced him to shut the hell up. Who knows? Maybe the Trumper is a big fan of Uncle KC. Maybe the Trumper decided to ignore the advice that he was receiving from the highly paid experts, and he finally decided to follow the free advice of Captain Dumbass, me. Whatever the case may be, the strategy that Donald Trump is currently using, it is working. It's the same strategy I outlined over the summer. The same strategy that cost me hundreds of subscribers at the time because Trump supporters, they were pissed off that I would make the suggestion that Donald Trump shut the hell up. Now, when I said that, it's not because I think Donald Trump is unentertaining. It's not because I disagreed with his policies or his ideas. It damn sure wasn't because I don't want the Trumper to win the election. Matter of fact, I made the suggestion because I want him to win. I don't know about you guys, but I don't think the country can handle another 4 years of incompetence. There's just certain times in life when your best strategy, when your best weapon is complete silence. For example, if you find yourself in an interrogation room and you're the prime suspect in an investigation, your best line of defense is to shut the hell up. Don't say a word and let your lawyer do all the talking. Another example where silence is your best weapon is if you're running for president and your opponent is the incumbent who is associated with the worst administration of our lifetime. Your opponent is partially responsible for creating the problems that she is now trying to solve. Even though it took him a little while to come around to the idea, and I'm sure it was difficult for him to accept, if there is one thing that we know about the Trumper, he loves to be the center of attention. But to his credit, Donald Trump finally accepted the right strategy. He finally decided to fade into the background to stop making constant headlines in the mainstream media, and he allowed the spotlight to be placed directly onto Cam Harris. And as predicted right here on the channel, it has been disastrous for Commander Cam. And now we have hard data that potentially proves Cam Harris is losing this election. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends over at Fluffernoggin. As you guys know, I am not a big snacker, but if there is one time of year where I do snack more than other times, it's during football season. One of my favorite snacks to eat while I'm watching NFL Red Zone on Sunday afternoons, beef jerky. Problem is, a lot of beef jerky, it tastes like you're eating a flat tire. Good news is, I no longer have that problem because I started buying gourmet craft beef jerky from Fluffernoggin. Now, you're probably thinking, what the hell is a Fluffernoggin? Fluffernoggin is gourmet beef jerky that's made with 100% organic brisket right here in America. You don't have to worry about consuming foreign cows because these cows are homegrown. Each recipe from Fluffernoggin is handcrafted with the perfect amount of seasoning. It's the first beef jerky that I've ever tasted that literally melts in your mouth. No bullshit. It melts in your mouth. Fluffernoggin comes in a variety of flavors: mango habanero, Korean barbecue. They've even got a flavor called Carolina Reaper for those looking for serious heat. Or if you're like me, you'll go with my newest favorite flavor, sea salt and honey pepper. Fluffernoggin is running a special right now where you can get 5 bags for $50 along with free shipping. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL at checkout and get your first 5 bags of Fluffernoggin today. Are you guys familiar with Mark Halperin? I've heard of him before, but I'm not too familiar with him before this afternoon. Mark Halperin is a veteran journalist who is currently a contributor at Newsmax. Earlier this morning, he was on a podcast called The Morning Meeting. They were talking about private polling between Commander Cam and the Trumper. Now, according to Mark Halperin, deacons at Woke United Methodist, also known as the leaders of the Democratic Party, they are extremely concerned about Cam Harris. Like I've been telling you guys for weeks now, they're in a panic. According to the latest New York Times poll, Cam Harris, she is leading the Trumper by 3 points. However, the margin of error is plus minus 3, meaning the New York Times believes that the race is tied or Commander Cam is slightly ahead. Now, if the New York Times believes something, I usually believe the exact opposite. I don't see how Cam Harris could be beating the Trumper. And apparently, I'm not the only one that feels that way because the deacons, they're thinking the same thing. According to Mark Halperin, this Cam Harris campaign, it has been an illusion. An experiment. Deacons at Woke United Methodist, they wanted to see if they could run a very short campaign with an incompetent, unproven, untested candidate and still find a way to win the election. As of right now, the answer is no. The experiment is a huge, embarrassing failure. According to the Wall Street Journal, Democrats are worried about Cam Harris losing the Rust Belt states. She is struggling right now in Pennsylvania, which should be obvious since the commander is leading the woke army to ban fracking. Casey, that's not true. My Cam loves fracking. If flatulence wasn't her favorite F word, it would be fracking. Yeah, Cam Harris is claiming to love fracking now, but for the last 5 years, she has been preaching the good word about the importance of banning it. Since fracking is one of the cornerstones to the Pennsylvania economy, I highly doubt they're going to vote for a candidate that wants to make them unemployed. But KC, it would be okay if they lost their jobs. Cam would take care of them. They could go on woke welfare. The vast majority of people don't want to be on welfare. Vast majority of people, they want to work and they want politicians like Cam Harris to leave them the hell alone. Even though it would be devastating for Cam Harris to lose Pennsylvania, she could still have a path to victory. If she could secure the handful of other swing states, Cammy could call U-Haul and she could have Johnny B. Biden moved out of the White House in the matter of a few hours. Problem is, not only is Cam Harris potentially losing Pennsylvania, Commander Cam is in very real danger of losing 6 out of 7 swing states. Watch for yourself.
And what I'm telling you is happening in private polling is she's got a problem now. The conversation I'm having with Trump people and Democrats with data are extremely bullish on Trump's chances in the last 48 hours. Extremely bullish. You think of the 7 battleground states. Which ones is Harris in danger of losing? I would say Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Arizona, North Carolina, and Georgia. I'm not saying she'll lose all 6, but she's in danger. The only one that the Democrats say she's not in danger of losing is the one I never say the name of because I can't pronounce it. But it's where Las Vegas is, right? You guys agree with me? She could lose any of those 6, right? She could lose all 7. But Democrats will tell you they're worried about those 6. They're less worried about the 7th. Yeah. I don't know any Trump person who says they're worried about losing any of the 7.
You know, I don't remember hearing sentiments like this from the media back in 2016. During the 2016 campaign, the mainstream media, they were predicting an easy win for Hillary Clinton. Damn sure don't remember hearing this in 2020 when the media was polishing the turd for John Biden. Most of the time, the mainstream media, they are going to predict a Democratic winner because they're agenda driven. And even though MSNBC and ABC are still doing that, there's a lot of other people in the media predicting the demise of Cam Harris. Make no mistake about it, this is damning for Commander Cam. I am no expert in politics. I don't know what Mark Halperin means by private polling. For all I know, these polls could be complete bullshit, just like all the other polls that we see in the media. But if it's true, this election could be impossible to win for Cam Harris. Me personally, I believe Mark Halperin, and I don't believe him because I'm biased. I don't believe him because he's telling me what I want to hear. The reason I believe Mark Halperin is because he's basically confirming what I've been seeing. He is confirming everything we have been talking about for the last 2 months here on the channel. Once the honeymoon period ended, it has been one disaster after another for Cam Harris. When they started the campaign, they wanted us to believe that the last 3.5 years never happened. Hey there, peasants. It is my pleasure to introduce you to our newest fearless leader, Cam Harris. Isn't she the pretend vice president? No. Our vice president is Kamala Harris. I'm introducing you to Cam. She's great! Yeah, when that didn't work, they tried to distance Cam from Johnny B. Biden. That plan ended in huge embarrassing failure because John Biden, he has undermined that strategy every chance that he's gotten. When that didn't work, they scheduled a debate with the Trumper. She lost. Well, Casey, that's not true. Cam was great in that debate. She was the clear winner. Oh, yeah? If she was the clear winner, how come she is so desperate for a rematch? When the Chiefs won the Super Bowl earlier this year, were they instantly asking for a rematch with the 49ers? When the Celtics won the NBA Finals, were they asking for a rematch with the Mavs? After that disastrous debate, they scheduled a debate between Timmy Walls and J.D. Vance. A star was born that night as J.D. Vance looked like a star, while Timmy Walls, he looked like a man who reads Women's Health magazine while peeing sitting down. After spending the last 2 months hiding from the mainstream media, Cam Harris is suddenly accepting any and all invitations, and as expected, every interview is a disaster. So yeah. I believe Mark Halperin when he says Cam Harris is in trouble. I believe him when he says Democrats are worried about her chances. They've got every reason to be worried because this is the worst presidential candidate since Mittens Romney. Give me your thoughts on this. Do you believe Mark Halperin? Is Cam Harris in trouble? Now, he claims private polling has her down in most swing states. Trumper is confident that he is going to win. Cam seems to be confident that she is going to lose. Could this be a potential landslide? You tell me. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.